as it is going down, you can see the elevation of the IgG antibodies against these antigens, the surface antigen or the core antigen. It's supposed to give you a protection in the near future. So this is what is the various features of the acute viral hepatitis and its various markers and the antigens and the antibodies. I will particularly want you to note the hepatitis B virus surface antigen features and the IgG anti-hepatitis B virus curve. So these are the two things I want you to note and remember. Hepatitis B virus, now again, it is a DNA virus. You can easily understand that is why it is more dangerous. It can be transmitted through blood or blood product, so be very careful. If you really need a blood from some sources, verify the source, check the blood status. Or intimate contact, it means basically sexual contacts. The mucosal touch can transmit the infection. And the next one, which is very dangerous and very common in Asian countries, that is the vertical transmission. The poor kid will never know that how he or she got the disease. What is a vertical transmission? Vertical transmission is what? When the infection comes from the mother. So here it goes, a mother who is pregnant with a child. I am trying to make a very simple drawing. So inside this uterus there is a child there. And the mother is having a hepatitis B virus infection. So she has hepatitis B virus infection, and this infection will go from the mother to the fetus, and this is known as vertical transmission, and the child will carry this infection. As you know that this hepatitis B virus infection is dangerous because it can produce a carrier stage, it can produce a chronic hepatitis, but the chance of chronic hepatitis is much more with a C virus. It can also produce a cirrhosis. Now there is a question for you. Hepatitis B virus produces a hepatocellular carcinoma, right? So can you tell me what is the antigen that produces a carcinoma? Yes, everybody in the class, I think everybody is raising hand. What is the answer? You can give the collective answer together. Yes, hepatitis B virus X antigen. And this is a chart that shows the various sequel of or outcome of the hepatitis B virus. You can see the approximate number of the person who are infected in the United States, but still remember that this hepatitis B virus infection is more common in the Asian countries like China, India and other South Asian countries. 60% cases can produce a subclinical disease which can produce a recovery. Some patients produce acute hepatitis which can produce a fulminant hepatitis. The fulminant hepatitis can occur with hepatitis B virus, but it is more common with which virus? Yes, D virus. D for dog. 5 to 10% cases produce a healthy carrier. 4% cases you can get a a persistent infection, which means a chronic disease that may lead to chronic hepatitis. So let me recapitulate again. What are the definition for chronic hepatitis? Yes, when the infection is present in the patient for more than 6 months, then we can call it a chronic hepatitis. So from the chronic hepatitis we can get cirrhosis. Almost always they produce cirrhosis. The cirrhosis can produce a hepatocellular carcinoma, and ultimately that can cause death. So this is what is the sequel of acute viral hepatitis and its consequences. Now here it goes. So look at the picture for some time, read it, and then let's see what we get. We see a biopsy, actually two biopsies. Biopsy of the liver in a patient who has hepatitis B virus. In one biopsy on your left hand side, we see a hepatocyte. There are many hepatocytes here, and we can see one of them has a huge amount of cytoplasm, and this cytoplasm has a ground glass appearance, and this ground glass appearance, if we see in a liver biopsy, this is indicative of a hepatitis B virus infection. Remember that this ground glass cytoplasm appearance of the hepatocyte can be seen in the acute phase, it can be seen in the chronic phase, it can be seen in the carrier phase as well. It means so long the infection is present in the liver, this ground glass appearance will be seen in the hepatocyte. Acute phase, chronic phase, carrier phases. Now I want you to see the next picture. What is this picture showing? It's a very important picture. It is once again a biopsy of the liver, and we can see many cells, some inflammatory cells over here, but the cell you can see here at the center is a round cell, not very big, which has a very dark eosinophilic cytoplasm and a dark pycnotic nucleus. Can you tell me what is that cell? This is a cell who is dead. This is a cell who is dying. So there are many cells in this liver and only one cell is dying. So what kind of death is that? We call it a apoptosis. You know apoptosis? Individual cell death. In hepatitis B viral infection, this kind of apoptosis occur frequently. These apoptotic cells are known as councilman body. It is also a name which is very much useful for you, and you must remember this name. Unlike ground glass cytoplasm, these apoptosis or councilman bodies are basically seen during the acute phase of this disease. So if the patient is suffering from acute viral hepatitis, if we take a biopsy of the liver, we can see the apoptosis, and presence of the apoptosis is a hallmark for the diagnosis of the hepatitis B virus infection on biopsy.